I mean, it's Callen. I can already say it's Callen. I mean, who else is playing in the US at 7:42? Who's like on his team? Nobody else. So it's bound to be Callen. But that doesn't even matter. I mean, but yeah, Arkansas, China Mirror. There's not really much to say. They both go Fortress and they both sort of make the same units.
We'll see. Yeah. Um, Sometimes we can see some slightly deviation in their fast fortress. One of the players might go for the Porcelain Tower, and the other one might go for some more aggressive agenda. I don't know if you saw Taban versus Daruga
I
in the
did,
LAN
yeah,
tournament.
and
Yeah,
yeah,
Daruga went for this aggressive build.
yeah. Daigo ended up winning, but I think Taban's build was slightly better. I think Taban's may have thrown the game slightly in that regard, but that's hindsight, isn't it? So I don't know. But this map actually in particular has quite a lot of nice treasures for China, which they can collect. 2 dogs, really nice. A settler down here with 3 brown bears for on bwinner's side. He's of course scouted that because he's gone down to his trading post, which is normal.
Right.
So he might be able to get a villager and be a villager up, which is an incredibly nice start. One of the best treasures you can find early on.
One thing to mention also is that the player spawning on the right is always advantaged when you have a TP start because you get the pass first and the other player doesn't. Usually it doesn't matter because even with the pass you don't have the first achievement ready, but it's just something to keep in mind.
Yeah, so as you said, maybe he's slightly ahead on the shipment. Actually, yeah, you're all right. He's just a tad ahead on the XP curve there. But he's going to get that settler down. Callan also going to get 80 XP. So, I mean, he gets 80 XP, so he's about in line with the shipment progression at that point. And, yeah, as you said, as China, normally your first shipment comes slightly later anyway, because you want to build that village, or you want to be in the process of building that village as you're building it, as you send the shipment. Otherwise, you end up losing a settler, basically. And so, yeah, I think bwinner having a nice start here, finding that settler himself. But equally, Callan going to find XP treasures, which are nice, and he also finds the 2 stray dogs, which if you can pick up later, is quite nice because you can sort of contest the explorer here. You can be 450 HP explorer, which is normally incredibly powerful for China. Yeah, if you can pick up those 2 dogs, you might be able to get sort of a bunch of 100 XP, which obviously is quite nice.
Right. I like to mention going for really safe villages in the base to be able to pop out villagers if they need to, which is obviously quite good.
Yeah, you put it next to a coin mine or you put it next to a hunt, and then you can just defend your villagers very easily. And 2 stray sheep, obviously a nice treasure for China. They can put them on the village fair and fatten like a livestock pen, which is one advantage China has over most other civs when collecting those sort of treasures. Callan's going to pick up the Disciple of bwinner, so in regards to sort of a colonial age or discovery age mass for China, he's got a nicer mass with 1 extra Disciple, I guess. But in terms of decks, there's a slight difference in decks. Got CM for Box to Rebellion, which is China's version of CM for bwinner, and 300 wood, but he did send the Northern Refugee ship.
Right. Yeah, pretty similar decks. Colin got more industrial focused cards, of course, but
well, yeah, they're both pretty standard.
Right.
So yeah, there's not really much to say here. I mean, it really depends what both players age up with. Both playing bwinner going up with the Summer Palace and Callan going up with Summer Palace, and they're both doing the same thing. 4 settlers on the Summer Palace. Normally, I like to go with 1 settler or no settlers, and then you can do Mito's FF, which is slightly slower, but you get an extra shipment. You don't have 700 coin, but obviously neither player wants to do that, and they're just going to go up normally. And more than likely, going to see 700 coin as the first shipment.
Yeah, we'll double check that, but there's a high chance we see this kind of build, yeah.
And yeah, go ahead.
Yes, go ahead. No, not Not much to say so far. Just we have an exposed villager over here, probably just herding, but maybe want to go for some kind of forward base later.
Yeah, and I think that was a villager from the treasure from bwinner. But
Right.
actually, saying that, villager might get taken down here from Callan's villager, from bwinner getting that tomahawk treasure, which obviously does quite a lot of damage against villagers. And the monk snaring. Meanwhile,
Bit of harassment.
yeah, meanwhile, Callan only getting 2 sheep, which probably is a bit of a worse shipment comparison compared to. And sort of Callan getting pushed off that hunt so he can't herd it in. Again, it shouldn't really be a problem unless bwinner goes something aggressive, which I don't think he's doing. He's just doing a standard China FF.
Nice addition for SirCallen. Gonna work on this CDB treasure and converting 2 bears into 2 disciples, which is obviously quite good. It's
Yeah,
like 160 food for free.
and quite lucky as well. It's 20% to each one, so quite good
Right.
there. And with bwinner getting that extra villager, the villager bonus he got from having that villager from the treasure, sort of negated even more so with the CDB being 1.25 villagers. So roughly equal age ones, maybe slightly in favour of Callan with his if he can get his sheep back, but it might get converted actually by the tomahawk.
Oh, that would be quite unfortunate.
Yeah, it's going to. There you go.
Gonna lose both those sheeps.
Obviously, not a massive sort of problem here. I mean, that's later game at 600 food that Callan sort of lost, but it's not too bad. Meanwhile, he's also going to pick up 2 stray sheep of his own, so it's about equal. I mean, if he can, you might even get converted back these sheep. Sorry, someone's honking outside. But yeah, bwinner going up with the porcelain tower, as you're saying.
Yeah, and same for Colin.
So yeah, so far identical build. 700 wood, probably 700 wood in queue for Callan at the moment, I assume.
Well, he's got 1 shipment ready, but you should have the wood in the way too.
Yeah, so once he's, I mean, as I said, you can do the slower FF and keep a shipment. Neither player wanting to, and yeah, 700 wood coming in. And let's look at their Fortress Ode cards. Exactly the same, except from Callan has 1,000 coins, so 1,000 wood, and bwinner doesn't have the Savior card card. And
yeah, he doesn't have 100. He doesn't have 1,000 coin either.
no, he doesn't, and he does have Manchu though, so he has that advantage there. So if he wants to ship Manchu, if he goes for a infantry heavy army, Manchu incredibly powerful. Market going down from Callan, and a market in base obviously from bwinner as well.
Yeah, so identical build so far. Can already say one player is ahead. So bwinner is gonna get a bit of an XP buff, and he's converting a lot of disciples too. Damn.
Yeah, 4 disciples apiece, but the 2 dogs as well. Maybe slightly in favour of Callan and that sort of colonial age army, but still getting quite lucky for both players getting that many disciples. They're not bad units.
Right.
They're sort of like coyotes, aren't they? So, but obviously these disciples and the dogs just going to get pushed off by the Quang Pikeman and the Chikuno, which have just popped out.
I think Colin is trying to scout, but yeah, he's gonna lose his pet Halmy, if we can call it like that.
Yeah, and so yeah, maybe you're slightly in favour of bwinner at the moment. I mean, you sort of have to wait until the next shipment. Callan getting up ever so slightly slower, but 1,000 wood coming in from bwinner. So maybe he's going to go down for something like take that middle TP line and then get a TC at the top here.
Yeah, it could be an option. Both got slightly few map control so far, just because how slow China is to extend onto the map.
I don't think 1,000 wood is actually that good as China if you got with a porcelain tower. Do you really need all that wood at the end of the day?
Probably not, but yeah, if bwinner is descending 1k wood, then he's probably got something in mind.
Yeah.
Setting a late consulate only now. Maybe gonna get more market upgrades, more villages, etc.
Yeah, he's already slightly ahead on the market upgrades, and Yeah, Cullen now getting the final upgrade, so they're actually equal market upgrades. bwinner just getting slightly earlier. And I really want to see a second TC coming down, but obviously he doesn't want to. bwinner just sort of stacking that 700 wood. Or maybe he's just waiting for a time to go place it.
Yeah, bwinner got his tower on coin because he sent wood, so usually doesn't need much wood right now.
Yeah, that makes sense actually.
And in his second War Academy.
Yeah, so what's he got in Q at his War Academy? He's both just got cavalry, obviously Chinese cavalry, very strong. And you don't really want to go skirm against China because they just mass cavalry like God knows what. And yeah, so Cullen is going with a more aggressive approach, as you said. Not sending 1,000 wood or 1,000 coin, he has only got 1,000 coin in deck, sending 5 meteor hammers instead. So he has that bigger army, bigger mass, along with the redcoats. Redcoats also sent from bwinner, obviously. Just hasn't toggled with consulate yet. So, but he can't really push in with that army at the moment because even defender's advantage. I mean, bwinner's not going to take a massive deficit because not having 5 meteor hammers.
Yeah.
But
I'd say that the longer this goes, the better it is for bwinner because he's gonna be able to mass more units with his tower on coin and having extra wood for villages and things like that.
Yeah, definitely actually, and maybe he can get something like a Mantra out easier, and obviously Mantra against the mass from Callan, although
cavalry, yeah, it's quite good.
Yeah, against cavalry. Although Arquebusset has come out, so Manchu obviously not as good there, but I don't think he was going to send Manchu anyway. I think he's just trying to mass cavalry at the moment. So, but you might see a deviation here. 5 meteor hammers. There you go. So, sort of Callan one shipment ahead in military wise, but as you said, the longer the game goes on, maybe it starts to advantage bwinner far more because he ends up getting more resources from the tower in the end because he hasn't got it set onward.
Right. bwinner is gonna probably lose his hero here.
Yeah, that's quite bad. I mean, hero tanks a lot.
So much that he might just survive actually, but
yeah, especially if he can tank and just get back to this sort of ridge here. He's maybe he will survive actually. It's close.
Like his colony is pushing and bwinner is sending all his cav to catch 2 cav.
Yeah, but where does he push into? I mean, he's got his houses he can take down, but bwinner's not popped. Callan himself is popped. He's got a village in Q, obviously. And yeah, Callan's not really going to get anything out of this, I don't think, because...
Look at this.
Oh, yeah, that's quite big. If he can get a catch, and especially with a villager coming forward, he's going to know they're there. I mean, yeah, I think he can already scout it. And bwinner can't really, as you said, chance going back with his cavalry mass because of it. There you go, he's going to lose at least one villager.
He's going to try to force a fight and got to pay attention that shipment doesn't pop from this village.
Yeah, so...
Not much anti-cap for Colin.
Yeah, he does...
Really these musketeers.
Yeah, he needs the musketeers to get attacking there. But let's look at military units. Units in Q, there's a disciple in Q for bwinner as well as the Forbidden Army. But overall, I think Callan may be having a slightly bigger mass here, which really matters in this situation. 13, means that Changdao coming in.
Changdao's right
yeah,
now,
but Callan's Changdaos are quite far away. I mean, I believe, maybe not. Where are they? Oh, no, they're not.
They're from the village.
Oh, the boss.
Pop on the cam.
Yeah, and bwinner's Changdaos is just nowhere to be seen. They're sort of just wandering around getting shot at. And meanwhile, turn this down. This is way too loud for me. There you go. Callan is sort of cleaning up. He's got the bigger mass. There's only a couple of Chinese cavalry on bwinner's side left, and these arquebusiers are just going to go ham on the red coats.
Yeah, definitely. Looking quite good for Colin. There are reinforcements for bwinner. Just need to snare this homie and keep on moving forward with his red coats and skirms.
Yeah, and let's look at units in Q. Maybe there's a batch which can help him out here. There's only a single cavalry batch, which isn't going to do too much, especially versus this mass of redcoats. How many redcoats did he end up having? Yeah, he's still got 13 redcoats left. So, and he hasn't got, and bwinner doesn't have the cavalry advantage. It's actually cavalry advantage is in Cullen's favour, but Arquebusier is coming out, and against these redcoats, especially with the cavalry snaring, is nice.
bwinner is going to get some free kills here.
Meanwhile, Callan is just sending... Yeah, Cullen sending 1,000 coin. Maybe not most opportune moment. A bit of lag there, but I think we can help that. And what else can Cullen even send here? I mean, he sent the vast majority of his unit shipments.
Yeah, that's true. Although he's got a lot of cav, he's maybe trying to bait bwinner into going way too forward. Yeah, it's maybe what he's gonna do. And now he's gonna... I think he should really go in right now.
Yeah, he's just again, as you said, he's just giving bwinner time to get that porcelain tower to do its work that it was built for. And
I think bwinner's got mercenaries on the way.
Yeah, so he can either get it's going to be Manchu, isn't it? It's not going to be iron troops. So I think Callan probably going to macro for Manchu himself. Yeah, especially with how much coin he has. It's about 1,000 coin.
We'll see both players' next shipments.
But in comparison, I mean, Callan has got a bigger mass of like meteor hammers and iron flails. Oh, that's quite big. How many units has he lost? Yeah. It's only lost one. He hasn't actually lost any. That's not too bad. And he's going to sacrifice basically 2 iron flails because of it.
Right. That he's pushing at the same time. There's
yeah, again the same
on the top.
Same sort of tactic here from Callan, pushing when maybe bwinner's distracted. But I don't know why bwinner's pushing it. Manchu coming out, opportune moment. Really he's going to get. But yeah, Callan also getting Manchu, but they're not in the fight when they need to be in the fight. And these cavalry from. Oh, I don't know actually. The cavalry might be able to get on the arquebusiers, which is going to be huge. Oh, what's Callan doing? Yeah, I think Callan just cleans this, honestly.
I think so too, but let's see how this goes. This is not over yet. There's not much skirms remaining for Colin, and not much cav either.
He does have, but he does have Manchu, and he has all these meteor hammers on the skirms here, and they're just going to get cleaned up. Especially with the disciples coming out. Although another batch of meteor hammers coming out, which isn't too bad.
So Colin got the advantage right now. Pushing really forward with his skirms, although he doesn't have that many of them.
And yeah, and this is sort of a point where Callan has the
out of unit shipments, actually.
Yeah, I mean bwinner still has that 9 iron fellowship, which is quite a scary shipment. But
look at this cavalry mass from Colin.
Yeah, I think he's just going to stop on it. I mean, these the cavalry themselves from bwinner not going to be doing particularly too well against the Manchu. I mean, he could probably even fight the arquebusiers with a Manchu himself if he wanted to. And even though he's got quite a nice position here against the cavalry, he's just sort of squished in. I think Callan's just going to clean this. Although these Chang Dao not getting taken down, they're just on the Manchu, just doing damage. Double-faced armor coming in as well.
Wow. This is huge.
So strong.
So good now.
Yeah, 0.4, so nearly 0.5.
There we go. See the GG. GG, but I was about to say GG, but not resigning. And yeah, that's 1-0 for my boy SirCallen.
Yeah, let me just close the bets quickly because people are going to get annoyed if I don't. But yeah, a good game actually. The first game, sort of flip flopping back and forth. Maybe bwinner playing a bit too timid with that 1,000 wood as his first shipment. At one point, it looked like bwinner was going to clean up, but obviously not.
Yeah. So yeah, let's have a look on the graphs. It's always hard to say who's going to come ahead on a fight in a Chinese mirror because that's mostly a lot of cav and anti-cav. Let's see. We can see that on the first big fight, SirCallen had a few more units, 16 pop of units more than bwinner, so he took a better trade. And then obviously having more units and his remass was quite good with this pop spike with Manchus. So yeah, I believe that's how he took the better trade.
Yeah, so obviously well played by both players, but maybe Callan slightly outplaying bwinner in that situation. And the next map, I don't actually know what the next map is. It's non-TP, I think, actually, the next map, isn't it? Oh no, it's Manchuria. So maybe he goes Ottomans here. Manchuria, not a bit... yeah, you can restart. Um, so yeah, Manchuria, maybe a map for Ottomans here. I mean, you have a TP line up the top left, which is quite hard to contest. And what does Callan do against Ottomans? I mean, he can play Ottomans himself, and maybe Buit. I don't know. I don't really know Callan's Civ pool, I'll be honest.
Yeah, let's see what bwinners choose to lock in. Obviously, Ottoman being a decent pick on this map. Thing is, obviously, Ottoman picking first Ottoman expose you to be counterpicked. But bwinner is gonna lock in with Russia, actually.
Yeah, I'm slightly confused. Russia, like, I mean, Callan can just go Germany, and like, the problem with Russia is on non-TP, it's a good first pick. On TP maps, it's not a good first pick. I mean, Callan could even go Ottomans here. Ottoman versus Russia is it's sort of a laughable matchup, isn't it? So
apparently it is, yeah.
I don't really know what. Why did he pick Russia? I'm a bit confused actually, if I'm honest. As it's not like Russia even have the scouting for the animals, is it? So, or maybe he's practices.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I think he just doesn't want to get hard counter pick by blocking auto first, maybe, or keeping auto for another map. Let's have a look on the map pool, actually. So what's the next map?
Jebel Musa is after Manchuria, and then it's Iowa and Grand
And I
Choko.
think Jebel Musa is quite a good Ottoman map.
So do you reckon he's going to go Jebel Musa and then he gets a reset and go Iowa and go Ottoman again?
Well, depending on Colin first pick for next map, then yeah, he might try to adapt into playing Ottomans or something else.
But yeah, as I said, Russia maybe it's like an odd pick. I mean, I think Callan's talking to someone. I don't know who he's talking to about what he should pick, which is completely fine. I mean, it's in the spirit of the tournament, and maybe he just might directly pick with something like Ottoman. As I said, I mean, Callan quite versed of a number of civilizations. He's not one of those players who only plays like 2 or 3 civilizations. So.
Yeah, Colin got quite a deep Civ pool, to be perfectly fair. He's probably playing more Civs than bwinner. I know that bwinners plays a lot of Civ, but obviously all his Civs are not as good as his Auto or China, for example.
Yeah, again, he's really known for his auto plays. So maybe this reset sort of fashion, how we've changed from obviously New World Championships, it was only play one Civ you can win each time, and with the reset maybe it benefits bwinner slightly more. But yeah, Callum still to pick. He can't pick China. bwinner couldn't pick China either. So hopefully he picks relatively soon.
Yeah, I'm discussing with Colin right now. Let's see. No spoilers, but
Yeah, so I think Germany's probably a strong Civ in this situation. Callum plays Germany. Actually, this map in particular has quite nice treasures for Germany, I believe. But yeah, I don't really understand Russia. I mean, obviously we're going to see Callum pick in a second, and you're giving him some help because he's on your team.
mm-hmm. Yeah, and Colin gonna go with the Russia mirror.
Awfully so. I was just doing something. But yeah, Russian Mirror. I mean, this is interesting. Do you want to sort of guide us through your thinking behind the Russian Mirror? Because I assume you gave some pointers to go. You don't
I know
have
that
to.
bwinner likes to water
Yeah.
sometimes in Russia. I don't think it's possible in a Russian mirror unless you total really hard.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
Yes.
I've been playing a lot of Russian mirror this week with Colin, so
But yeah,
I'm
maybe
confident.
maybe bwinner not so confident against Callan actually, because I know he's been a bit
I know that
paranoid
he doesn't
recently.
like mirrors usually.
No, but generally speaking, I think bwinner's been a bit paranoid over this sort of matchup as a whole. I don't really know why, but I don't know. I do not know.
Yeah. Let's see what's going on. So we've got a spawn with 3 TPs on the left side. So
That's the usual spawn, isn't it, for this map?
yeah, sometimes you have a spawn with a 2 TP line behind your TC, which is quite good for safe stagecoach. But here it's going to get much harder to go for some kind of TP play.
Yeah, and it's a coin start, so obviously it's a mirror, so the start is equal for both players. And Russia normally just leaves their coin, or they can go for a market, but I don't think it's particularly worthwhile in a mirror. I'm not 100% sure in that regard.
Yeah,
but
that's true.
This map in particular it's all about getting your yaks, isn't it? You have 8 yaks on the map total. I think it is. It is 8.
More than that.
Is it more than 8?
Yeah. Usually got 3, 2 in the middle, and in the middle side, so you also get 2 slots already 6, and you get 3 on each player side, so that's a total of 12, I believe.
Yeah, so obviously whoever gets the most yaks here is in quite a nice advantage over the other player. Although, because they both only have 1 explorer, they should roughly get about the same. I mean, bwinner at the moment maybe getting slightly more than Callan, but overall I think it should be about equal. But one thing we can look at is treasures. Neither players have really got any treasures at the moment. There's 20 coin for bwinner, but that's not particularly the best treasure.
Both with treasures are on the top.
Yeah, those are the big ones, and they're on bwinner's side. So if he can go up there, although Callan is going to scout it almost definitely. Yeah, he just scouted it right then, and that 85 wood's going to be a massive boon to his economy, really, because he can get that blockhouse up. Really, that wood treasure in a way defines who gets the middle of the map blockhouse. As obviously one person likes to be aggressive in this matchup. I believe so in the Russian mirror. There's one person who's aggressive, one person who's a bit more timid and in base, and it's all about if the person who is timid and in base can sort of crush that blockhouse in the middle.
Right. Yeah. It also obviously depends on players' game plan. Sometimes you see blockhouse versus blockhouse in the middle of the map.
Yeah, but with 85 wood, obviously, Callan may be getting his blockhouse up slightly quicker because he's got that precision economy.
This is actually big.
Yeah, 65 coin.
I like this move from Colin. He already took the wood treasure on the top. So there's a high chance that bwinner's explorer comes back.
Yeah, and to be honest, it's quite a hard treasure to take without sort of going away, because these units may be low HP, but they do quite a lot of damage when they're mass. And he's definitely going to lose this, especially because the man, he's going to run away. I mean, Callan's just going to kill it too far away here, really. And bwinner's going to get 65 coin, which, as you said,
should go back now.
Yeah, Callan's always only 7. Yeah, if he gets snared, it's huge. There you go, snared.
That's so big.
He's going to lose that explorer almost definitely. I mean, unless he can somehow get away with doing the trick he just did. There you go. That's nice from Callan. You did the If you snare your opponent, you can try and get away. He might still lose it though.
Yeah, I think so.
And even if he doesn't lose it, he's going to be at a disadvantage in terms of scouting. Yeah, he's going to lose it. There you go.
Yeah. Well, at least he's closer to his base, so he might pick it up with a Lecastete or reveal or something.
But yeah, 2 villagers coming forward from Callan. Sort of, as I was saying, it's one player going aggressive. Maybe bwinner.
He's
Also,
gonna fund the yaks too, which is nice.
oh, there's yaks. I've got the wrong setting. Yeah, 2 yaks. So yak wise is actually equal now. There's 5 for each player, I believe. Oh no,
I'm gonna backherd the hunt too.
Yeah, and now it's sort of a test of who can put down the blockhouse first. bwinner putting it down first, but basically next to each other, and they're gonna go up it. They're gonna age at nearly the same time as well, which is yeah, interesting to say the least. I mean,
Let's see what they decide to do. I think in this situation you go for the most all-in build order possible.
so what? You'd go
let's
5
see
Charlottes,
this.
5 Cossacks, 13 Charlottes, whatever. You'd eat the yaks in base, and
There's also this 150 coin treasure, which will probably be nice for SirCallen.
yeah, but can Callum really get that? I mean, he needs to either focus fire with his blockhouse. Blockhouse is going to go up. Obviously, blockhouse isn't particularly good versus the settlers, but I think Callum needs to. I don't know. Actually, I'm a bit confused at this.
Should bring back the Veils in their TC.
Yeah. I mean, these things don't do very much damage, but they're still going to do chip damage, and after a while, the villas will die.
Yeah.
I mean, Callum wasting quite a lot of village to second tier, actually.
It's really weird. He's afraid of high Cossacks now.
Yeah, he's even delaying. Oh, second blockhouse down. That's what he was waiting for.
Ah, right.
So
Oh,
yeah,
he needs
he's
to put his Veil on the other side.
he needs to put it on so he can get it in. Oh, there's 5 Cossacks, but wrong
Nice.
side for Callum. And he's going to go for the treasure at the same time. And the musketeers coming out, and there's bound to be musketeers coming out for bwinner.
That's actually so fine for Conan now.
bwinner hasn't got any musketeers in queue. That's awful.
He needs to pick up this coin with Veil. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, I mean, Callum definitely coming ahead there. He's going to get his second blockhouse down quite easily. I mean, bwinner hasn't got a single, but there you go. There's the 5 musketeers in queue. But they were so late. If 5 musketeers were there, he could have contested his blockhouse maybe.
Right. Okay, and now bwinner is going to try to hit the blockhouse himself.
Yeah, but it's what is it protecting? It's protecting this hunt in his base. Callum's ones are protecting basically a further hunt. So I think Callum's in sort of an advantageous position, as I was saying. And there's another 5 musketeers coming out, so somehow
Yeah,
bwinner
maybe
losing a
Conan should be
musketeer as
poking
well.
a bit on these blockhouses, but maybe he doesn't feel that confident. He's going for a market now, a bit more of a greedy approach, since that both players are quite passive with blockhouses.
Yeah.
We'll see Colin just defending his Veils from a potential raid.
Yeah,
So
and
does bwinner actually.
exactly the same build order as you said. Maybe not all in.
Oh,
700 wood forward.
the-
That's
or
and
the
Callum's going to
blockhouse.
spot it. He's definitely spotted it. I mean, Callum can push
Yeah.
into this quite easily,
he
surely.
needs to poke that and try to deny this wood as much as possible. Ah, he's not going for it. Okay.
I mean, there's 10 Charlotte coming out. And although Callum going for a stable instead. So if
Yeah, I
bwinner's
like
going
it.
to if bwinner's going to go into Cossacks instead, I mean, so Callum has a decent mass of about 15 musketeers. But he's going to get a nice Cossack mass, and obviously Cossacks are probably the most efficient unit after Boyars, after Strelets. So, yeah, I believe this is a nice position here. I mean, bwinner's going to obviously going to get all that 700 wood, but these villagers are low HP, and he's finally getting the stable up himself, but he's going to be just slightly later. Although Cullen hasn't got the MQ, so...
Yeah. So I'll tell you that Colin was a bit faster in his build, although bwinner got steel traps and Colin doesn't. And Colin got steel traps in queue just now.
Yeah, so Callum getting a better eco, obviously. I mean, bwinner having steel traps already. But, yeah, 700 coin coming in. Is bwinner just going to send the same? I assume he's going to. Callum now making Strelets. But, yeah, there's not a huge amount of musketeers. Callum's slightly ahead on the musketeer mass if we look at military units. He's at 15 instead of 9. and obviously he's going to end up being ahead on the Cossack.
Heavy Cossack is what you usually want in the Russian mirror because Musketeers are not that great.
Yeah, especially with 13 Strelets now coming out from bwinner. Which is really not what he wants. And a batch of 10.
So bwinner's plan is to camp between blockhouses with a lot of Strelets.
Yeah, because obviously Blockhouse is doing quite a lot of damage versus Cossacks themselves. But he's just losing his own Cossacks, which is what he needs to keep alive here. Although positioning from Callan is pretty poor here. Although, yeah, he does get on the Musketeers, but he's just getting caught by Musketeers and Cossacks. And if he can take out the Cossacks of bwinner, if bwinner can take out Callan's Cossacks, these just Strelet mass, he can't fight this with the Musketeers.
Yeah, that's true.
bwinner also needs to be careful here. If he sits underneath the 2 blockhouses and forced Cossacks coming out, it's going to be incredibly nice and sort of decimate that army. Another batch of Strelets coming out. Not what he needs, in my opinion.
A 4 Cossack push plus a batch would be actually really nice for Colin.
Yeah. Oh, there's 13 Strelets. I mean, that's pretty good too. He needs to take out these Musketeers. No Musketeers in queue for bwinner. Callan has got Cossacks in queue. These Musketeers are going to go down to the Strelets. Strelets in queue for Callan as well. And obviously there's a number of Cossacks in queue for bwinner, but I don't think they're going to come out at the right time. Unless he gets 4 Cossacks now and the Cossacks from the stable, I don't think he's going to be in a particularly nice position. 4 Cossacks coming out, 9 Cossacks in total, and let's look at military units here. 13. There's still 13 Musketeers on the field for Callan, so he's even with these Cossacks, he's not going to trade too badly.
Yeah, Colin needs 2 back here.
Yeah, but
he's got another batch of Cossacks himself, but he's under 2 blockhouses right now.
Yeah, although, yeah, smaller army from bwinner. bwinner's also sent these big cards. 4 Cossacks, still an efficient card after 5 Cossacks. Another batch coming out from bwinner. And when's Callan's batch going to come out? There's 4 Cossacks coming out from Callan. He's not completing his batches, which may be a mistake. And I believe bwinner's got a second... No, he doesn't have a second stable up.
bwinner is going to go back now.
Yeah, he needs to get back because of those 4 Cossacks. I mean, Callan could push or something.
Although,
or maybe not.
I'd say this is still a fun spot for Colin, just because he's been making views while bwinner didn't, and he lost 2, I think. Let's check. He's lost, 2 views, and he didn't make 3 views, just to get the better timing. So Colin lost his blockhouse, but let's see what's happening right now. He's gonna go for a 2 Cossack raid. There's not much to catch just yet. bwinner still gathering food in his base. Okay, he's gonna get a Vil over here. bwinner doesn't have Vil HP just yet.
Yeah, he's also idled. I mean, he's gonna lose those 2 Cossacks maybe, and Boyar's coming in from bwinner. But Callan on the other hand is just massing, and he also still has Boyars to send himself. But military unit, look at the recalculated the economic unit population.
Oh, this could be huge. That's a lot of Cossack for Colin.
He needs Boyars sort of now. I mean, he's already sent a shipment, and if he can catch these where are the Cossacks? Miles away.
There goes Boyars.
Boyars, and he pushes in here. Oh, what's he doing? What's he pulling back? Oh, he saw the Cossacks. He needs to get on those Strelets. I mean, there's not many Cossacks here. Team Cavalry Scouts coming at a nice time with an extra 10% HP on those Cossacks. But I think, let's look at military units here. Cullen having 5 extra Cossacks. Yeah, it should be. He's got more units as a whole, I think. bwinner having more Strelets, but obviously Musketeers in favour of Callan, and then he's just going to clean up these units completely.
We'll see, maybe bwinner got some reinforcements, maybe 4 Cossack coming from... No, he just sent a shipment, so he
sent the shipment. Well, he's already sent 4 Cossacks as a shipment, so...
Yeah, that's a clean up for Colin, and there comes the 2-0.
Yeah, so Callan playing incredibly well recently. Maybe he was slightly... maybe bwinner slightly favoured, as I was saying earlier. But Callan taking the first 2 matches and we're not saying bwinner's Ottomans at all, which is a surprise to me, if I'm honest. But yeah, well played from both players.
Yeah, I'd say bwinner couldn't play his best Civ just yet. Just because game one they have to agree on the matchup, and then he has to pick first, so don't want to get counterpicked.
Yeah.
But yeah, people tend to underestimate or underrate Colin a bit, but I can tell that when Collins wants, he's actually a very good player.
Yeah, I mean, Cullen maybe being he's sort of known for resigning early, maybe, but
yeah, sure.
he's not showing that in these games at all. He's showing resilience, and he's been on he's been in front most of the games, but
look at this trade at 940.
Oh, it came out already.
Oh, never mind. So bwinner had his timing 1 minute before when he shipped 13 threads and he was ahead by 15 units, and then Colin kind of sacked his first blockhouse but got his threads himself and then took a really nice trade with more units. And then he kind of snowballed. Colin just made more cav overall than bwinner, and yeah, Cossacks been quite good in this matchup.
So yeah, Cossack's sort of dominating now, and Cullen's shifting over to the Cossack maps first, which, as you said, might have sort of been vital in him securing that lead he needed. But the next map we have Jebel Musa, with Callan picking first, and I think Callan went for Sue. I mean, he's gone for a cigarette as of now, but if he's picked Sue, I mean, you can't pick Ottoman to Sue because Sue just goes Rifle Riders, and then what can Ottoman do? They can't really do anything. They can't contest it.
Yeah, that's true. And Colin is picking Sue first, right?
Yeah, Callan picked Sue. He went for a cigarette, so he was the first person to pick. Okay. So he's not actually here at the moment. So bwinner obviously is sort of thinking quite deep now.
It's kind of counterpick that with Auto, but that's not a counterpick actually.
No, I mean
Sue is quite.
You're sort of countering yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really don't understand that. Maybe he's thinking that he's a stronger player as Ottoman. Maybe he's and because you have the reset next game. I don't understand picking Otto into Sue. I mean, I think bwinner here sort of choosing bad matchups for himself. I mean, Russia versus Russia. Maybe Callan obviously he's going to counter pick into it, and bwinner not liking mirrors as you said. But Otto and Dessou is just, it's perplexing. I don't really know why he's picked that. You still there?
Yeah, I am just waiting for a players to come back.
Yeah, we're just waiting for Callan. I mean, there's not really much we can do. Jebel Musa as a map it's relatively standard, isn't it? It's just TP map.
Right. Yeah.
So, and you can go water, but water on this map is pretty poor in comparison. So
it's actually not bad.
You can't defend it very easily. I think that's the problem. You're sort of miles away.
That's the problem, yeah. So it's probably the same fish amount than a map like Florida or something, maybe a bit less. But water is definitely viable. It's just quite hard to defend because of the kind of island on the left side.
Yeah, and Hopefully Callen comes back. bwinner readied up, so we're just waiting for her now. And yeah, and overall, I mean, the last game went 3-2 to Hazza, so that means if Callen wins this, SKG are quite comfortably in, not SKG, CMC are quite comfortably in the lead, running into tomorrow, which has, tomorrow's Migo, isn't it? This is Breeze. Yeah, Breeze. And that should be quite an interesting matchup. But from the looks of it, CMC taking a far lead ahead if Callen can. Yeah, I mean, I don't like making predictions beforehand, but Callen probably going to win this Sue. Sue is. It's quite hard for Otto to counter anyway. I mean, what do you do against Sue as Ottoman?
There are a few things you can do. Well, I don't know. I don't really want to reveal bwinner strats, but I know something he likes to do in this matchup.
Okay.
Talk about that as soon as we are in game.
Yeah. Callen just going to do his deck, and then we can get into it.
Yeah. Just discussing a bit of strategy also.
That's fine. Right, we should be ready to go now.
Yep, sorry about that.
No, it's completely fine. Yeah, so Jebba Musa, Ottoman versus Sue. Obviously not a matchup you'd normally see in a tournament. But it should be quite interesting.
Yeah, we'll see. I think Ottoman has the upper hand, trying to. It's pretty much Ottoman leading and Sue trying to adapt on what's going on.
Yeah, but there's only a small amount of time Ottoman have really in this matchup, correct? Because if you let Sue go Fortress and get those powerful, I mean, Life Riders versus normal units are pretty. Normal civs isn't particularly very good, but against Ottoman they trade really quite well because obviously Abbas guns don't really counter light cavalry.
Yeah, that's true. They kind of do when you have a big mass, but yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll see what bwinners decides to do. Of course, going for a trading post, as always, as Otto, and I know that he likes to go double racks Chan Rush on this matchup, but I think if you defend correctly with sit and bows and TPs, there should be no problem versus that. Although it's quite scary, so you have to scout and be prepared for that kind of aggression.
Yeah, but as you were saying, if he likes to go for double Jan Rush, Sue finding that Gurkha, and if he can convert that other Rhino without bwinner finding it, which is more than likely, seeing as Ottoman obviously going for a trading post as explorer hasn't really explored much of the map. If you can get that Gurkha down, he can sort of deny the forward Vax if he wants to quite easily.
Yeah, definitely. That's something possible. Can also get for this Tiger. Obviously not as good, but...
No, are those crocodiles always meant to be rare? There's just 2 crocodiles without a treasure.
Yeah. I think it's a bug or kind of feature. I think if you attack them, they will reply.
Well, yeah. But yeah, Ottoman maybe not having the best start they wanted. Obviously, a wood start as Ottoman is incredibly nice because you can get a house out. You go for a second TP if you want to in Age 1 if you get a nice wood treasure, or you can just go for the mosque. bwinner misherding for some reason, and he's unfortunately herded his hunt too far out, but that's not too bad as Ottoman. You don't really need the hunt too early, so.
Oh.
Yeah.
Colin got that.
50 wood, which is nice.
TP in base, which is good.
And Callan's just going to straight away rush to that Gurkha again and just pick up the Gurkha. So,
yeah, obviously. Don't want to take the risk of these getting stolen.
no, and yeah, so as I was saying, the Gurkha are going to deny quite a lot of the sort of map control that Ottoman normally tends to get early because of the faster age. You can see how fast Ottoman is aging at the moment. And in comparison, Su is nowhere near. Su can fast age though, you have to remember. So he could do that and contest in colonial age. But I think Su likes going for the 400 wood build. With the, I forgot what the name of the gentleman's called. But yeah, bwinner is going to get 90 wood though, so.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'll have to go for a minute. Be right back.
That's fine. So yeah, bwinner going to pick up 90 wood. Stuff. 90 wood, and then he's going to get the next TP down, or get a mosque down and a TP, and then he'll transition with the 400 wood to sort of more barracks. But I think he's not actually going to get the TP down because he's going quite far away. He's going to get 70 food. It's quite easy to take. And he's just scouting for his next hunt. He finds it over to the left, and he's going to come forward with his villager. I'm not entirely sure what he's doing, I'll be honest. But so Callan gonna age. He's aging with a fast age, I think. No, the chief. The chief is the fast age. Chief is 400 wood, as I was saying. So he's gonna get those TPs down, and we're more than likely gonna see him going up with, or building when he's up, either a corral or a barracks, a war hut. I believe probably a corral is the better way of playing this, or maybe a war hut. I don't know, because you want the seat and bows. I'm not entirely sure. But yeah, a barracks coming down from bwinner, and more than likely a second barracks. There you go, 2 barracks coming down. And if we look at shipments...
Alright, I'm back. Sorry about that.
Welcome back. And yeah, bwinner's going for 2 barracks. So.
Oh, how surprising. Didn't see that coming.
Yeah, and meanwhile, Callan going up the chief. He's already up, basically. And what can he do here? He can send probably 6 Seaton bows as his first shipment or something like that. And
he's going to try to FF.
Or, I don't think he should try to FF. I think that's a bit of a mistake if he does. But again, these TPs... Yeah. Maybe he is FFing.
He's got the 2 axes, so he might try to adapt now.
I mean, yeah, as you said. Or even if you FF and you just straight away send rifle riders, can Janitos really pressure you that hard?
Well, if you have 5 rifle riders versus 25 chance...
Oh yeah, of course, really yeah. But yeah, a corral coming up when he's spotted 2 Gen. That's odd. Again, I was sort of contemplating which one's better. Maybe it would have been the war hut to get the Setons out. And he's
right. I think Colin got his military shipment on the way because he's got 25 pop and only 16 VOs. So he can't send 5 VOs right now.
Yeah, so he can't send the 5 Vels that you normally want to, as Su and this matchup. Yeah, sort of to be expected. As well as that Gurkha, I mean, they're going to defend quite well against the Janissaries, and they have quite a lot more HP, 14 more HP when they're under these two TPs. He's moving them now, you don't want to move them a lot. And then he just gets a snare from his Explorer.
Yep, it's micro deaths, but he's going to get a few gens for free. Oh, he's going to use 0, unfortunately.
It's close to his base though, so it's not too bad. I mean, let's look at units lost. I mean, he only lost 1 Gurkha himself, and bwinner losing 3 Janissaries, so, and nearly a 3rd one lost. And they're going to get picked up as well, I think, by these Seaton bows, sort of predicting it. There you go. Oh, Callan moving back. I don't know if he wants to take that.
Yeah, he's being afraid of more.
Oh yeah, there's loads more. There's another 10 more Janissaries.
He's going with 5 Striders, okay.
Well, he's going to try and snare, but I think that's a mistake.
Yeah, it's quite a bad trade. Well, that was okay actually. So let's see what Colin decides to do now. The winner is going for 3 Haas, so he's gonna get quite a nice timing right now. And Colin is gonna try to go for a raid with his Max Riders. And standing 4 actually. Oh, he needs to not lose any C10s.
Yeah, he's just sacrificing these Axe Riders quite heavily. I mean, his Hussar obviously wants to take down. He might actually take him down with the Axe Riders, but these Setons, he's only got 6, and he's only got 4 now. He's not going to do very much with them. I think this may have been a mistake to just...
Yeah, this is a huge mistake. Anyway, I don't know what would you start stabled versus...
Yeah, you need to start a corral.
For execution, you just need to full C10 bows versus that. That's unfortunate.
Yeah, as you said, he's lost those Axe Riders when he probably shouldn't have done. I mean, he had less units. Obviously, he was Ottoman early on. He could have quite a lot of units, but just look at the trade he got right at the end of the game in 7 minutes. Just he basically didn't kill any of the Janissaries for the whole of his army being decimated, and then he has no follow-up at all. And I mean, maybe you can start Corral and use the Morning Star shipment. I think it's called Morning Star, is it?
Ah, right.
But he didn't have...
yeah, it's quite a nice counter build, but you need to mass Axe Riders, which is not easy to do.
Yeah, you need like 10 or 15 Axe Riders sort of to counter it, and he didn't even have it in deck. So, I mean, even Bow Riders would have been better than Axe Riders in this situation. And
definitely.
And maybe Cullen's poor... I don't know. Assume you sort of practiced this matchup with Cullen earlier, did you?
Not this matchup, but I told Colin before the game, just check for the Double Axe Jan Rush, and that's exactly what happened. But yeah, obviously versus that, you have to start Wahat, because I don't see the point of stable.
Yeah, and now Cullen is picking first. No, it's bwinner picking first even. He's doing the same matchup again.
Okay.
That's interesting. It's like matchup of the week. Apparently we are. So same matchup again. Civ's obviously just reset. Iowa may be slightly better for... I think it's actually about the same. I mean, there's Renegado treasures on this map, which are quite nice for Sue, obviously.
Yeah, obviously. I always some kind of high plains, but with chokes and a smaller TP map. TP9.
Yeah, it's not standard, is it?
Right.
I don't think I've ever played this map while playing EP somehow.
It's annoying because you have pathing issues, and that's why it's not really in tournament settings usually.
Yeah, but obviously the EPL go through every single map in the EPL pool, in the ESOC pool,
which is quite good.
Yeah,
it brings diversity.
Another coin star as well, which obviously is great for Ottomans. Obviously he's going to go for his first TP here. 90 foodie spots as well, which is quite a nice treasure. Actually, there's quite a lot of food treasures on this map. There's 90 food, 60 food, another 90 food. And Sue's going to be happy here. He converts the wrong Guardian, though.
Well, Pistolero is nice because he's got 40 attack, but yeah.
Yeah, you want the
Look at the trade.
Yeah.
Running around.
Just going round in the circles. But normally you'd want to go for the pirate. Pirate is such a strong unit. What is it? 400 HP, 480 HP when you convert it. It's insane.
Like this.
But he does get the tomahawk, so if he can try and spot the 2 axes, maybe he can try and delay it, or I don't know, something like that. But
I doubt bwinner is going for the same stuff again, but yeah.
Well, let's have a look at the decks. There's a Fortune deck. I don't know if that's in his normal deck, but I mean, it seems like
H4 options. I mean, for industrial or revolt stuff.
Yeah, but you don't really want to vote against Sudu. And Callan's deck is exactly the same. There's not a single change. So maybe Callan's going to go with the same builder, hoping that.
He's got 3 Axe Riders in base. That's so in deck. That's so bad.
Yeah, 3 Axe Riders is a bit of a shit card. He does lose his Pistolero though to the Ottoman Explorer. Meanwhile, has Ottoman really picked anything up? You got 90 food, which is actually really nice for Ottoman. You can age up even quicker. But the left half of the map is unscouted by basically all of the both players. So, what is on the left half? Is there anything interesting on the left half? Not really. There's 90 food there. There's a villager treasure, which is nice for both players, and that's about it. And there's 2 villager treasures, but it's that's too hard to take. So overall, I think for age 1, maybe going to Ottoman really. Actually, even though you'd expect it to go to Sue. I mean, it's not over yet, but that Tomahawk's on like half HP, so it's not incredibly useful. He lost his Pistolero, and he lost quite a lot of HP on his Sleepy Eagle, his Explorer here. And Ottoman's going to get another 60 food. So over that's 150 food to Ottomans, and food treasures to Ottoman is like coin treasures to Dutch. Incredibly powerful.
Yeah. So yeah, once again we'll see what bwinner decides to do.
What's Cullen aging up with?
Could chop 200 wood for a TP or 200 wood for 2 barracks.
Yeah, Cullen going with the same build order again. Quartermaster for Ottoman, which is 400 wood obviously, and the Chief, which is the 400 wood version for Sue. So Sue's gonna have. I think Sue's gonna go for TP actually. Yeah, Sue's definitely gonna go for TP because he's just scouting it. He's scouting if Ottoman's Explorer's gonna go for it over here.
Right.
But again, the Ottoman Explorer is going to pick up 90 food, so it's going to bring a total of 240 food into the Ottoman bank, which really is quite large.
So bwinner is chopping a lot of wood right now, and he's going to send 2 villages probably for wood.
So yeah, trading post going down as I said, and has he got 2 villagers forward? So is he going to go for the same build order again?
So.
And obviously TP is coming down in base for Cullen. Cullen's not even aged yet. He's going to get spotted though. Almost definitely, yeah. So that's quite big. He's going
to obviously drop the racks is exactly where Cullen drops his TP, which is unfortunate. But yeah, at least Cullen is going to see what's going on.
Yeah, I mean,
anyway, these barracks are really far away from Sue base, so he's got several options here. Could go for maybe some kind of FF or some IFF maybe.
Yeah, as you said, there you go, crates of wood coming down. And let's look what Callan's going to go with. I hope he goes with a war hut. There you go, he goes with a war hut right there. And as you said, you need quite a lot of mass of these Setons, but under the TPs, Setons have a large amount of HP. I think it's each TP is it 5% HP they're affected by, or is it 7%? I think it's 7%. So if Cullen can get,
I don't really know, to be perfectly honest.
Yeah, I think it's 7 because they go to 140 with 2 TPs. So yeah, I mean, bwinner's going to spot with Max. Obviously, maybe this is just a fake from bwinner, but he can age. But what did bwinner send? I think it was 700 coin. Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be coin and food to mass a lot.
Yeah, and then he's going to take this TP down. He's going to try and take the other. Probably going to take the TP line quite easily, as you have to remember the Seton bows are quite immobile units, and Cullen has shipped the Seton bows. Maybe when he doesn't need to, maybe he could have squeezed in 5 villagers there, which would have been nice.
Totally agree here.
He's using his Setons to build TPs, which is quite nice. So, but yeah, look at how much HP these Setons have. 131, so that's 31 more than they normally would do. And they're just going to sit underneath all these TPs in a row, and then Ottoman can push in, but these units are really quite hard to kill at this point.
Yeah, he's going to push with 20 Jans and try to see what happens, but that's not going to work. And then you might decide to head a stable, then go for horse, or go for a stagecoach maybe.
Yeah, as you said. So
let's see what Cullen is shipping right now. Because if he ships maybe Axe Riders or Dog Soldiers, he could snare this Jan army and try to kill as much as possible. I would probably TC fire the hero here, so he doesn't have any scouting potential.
The hero's going to go down anyway with the, or maybe not. He just escapes in the war hut. I think Callan's making a mistake here pushing out. I mean, he's going to have a larger economy than Ottomans, because Ottomans only got one TP line, knows that. 3 Hussars coming out as well.
And he's going for the same build again.
Exactly the same build.
Probably wait for these 3 Huss.
Yeah, I mean, he just needs to wait, and then he needs to push him with the Huss. And Callan needs to get a shipment in something like Dog Soldiers. I think Dog Soldiers is probably the best shipment he can send here, or 4 Outsiders. I don't know which one's better against this sort of mass. But let's look at military units here. Callan having 9... Yeah, 4 Outsiders. Is he gonna catch the... He needs to put some Veils in the TC, I think, and fire down these Hussars. Yeah, there he is. And if he holds this, I think it's sort of a winning blow here. I mean...
Yeah, he's gonna hold this, no problem.
Yeah, Seaton's not the easiest units to control, obviously only 16 range, but
yeah,
they have so much HP under these TPs. Each one with 114 HP, as they're moving up, they get more HP, that's quite funny. But he's not taking the best trade here, actually, surprisingly.
He's got some Setons in melee, but still they're raping usuries, and
yeah.
We see bwinner going
actually,
in the middle of the base with your mask. Wonder why he's playing for SKG after all.
I didn't think the Setons were so good in hand combat. They were actually really quite impressive. 10 damage in hand combat against the Janissaries.
Both got a really bad score, actually. That's quite funny.
Oh yeah, Callan's score slightly worse, but I mean, he doesn't have.
Yeah, but bwinner's remass potential is gonna be terrible. Look at this patch.
Yeah, and bwinner doesn't have the TP on, and Dog Soldiers coming in. So these Dog Soldiers being rather strong even against the Janissaries.
He needs to kill that. Yeah, there's wood on the way for a stagecoach. It's pretty obvious.
Yeah, so I mean, Callan could. What can Callan do here? He needs to ship probably 5 settlers and sort of boost that eco up, because the eco is not even that much in favour for Callan. I think it's slightly in favour of a bwinner even. And you have to remember, Sioux units are quite expensive. These Seaton bows aren't cheap.
I don't know, he's ahead by 3 VLs, but yeah, I get what
well, yeah, you can't be a trading bows in it, even if it's just 1 XP. It's quite a lot.
You might find a few VLs here.
Yeah, if you can find those Veils there next to the stable, that'd be quite nice. And these Janitors,
stable too, which is nice.
Yeah, and the Janitor is so far away.
Yeah, that's the problem on this map, to defend raids with infantry.
Yeah, he's just gonna go out in the circle, isn't he? I mean, that stable's gonna stay up, obviously. Janissaries might get a few shots off, but I think 2 Dog Soldiers can probably take 4 Janissaries actually, especially with that multiplier. Or maybe not.
Probably dogs are really strong, but.
And what's Callan gonna do here? 700 coins, so he might just be aging.
Yeah, looking for an age up for sure.
And then all he has to do is ship rifle riders, and bwinner's gonna have quite a big bit of trouble here. I mean, he hasn't got a corral Callan, so he doesn't have that going for him, and he's gonna lose the explorer. Maybe, I don't think he is. Maybe he's just gonna survive. But I mean, he can defend incredibly easy with a 10 Seaton mass. Under the TPs.
Yeah, I think aging is really the right call right now for Colin, just because bwinner is going for TP line after quite an all-in build, so his rematch is gonna be ridiculous, and then yeah, should give Sioux a nice window to get some rifle riders out.
Does lose his explorer quite stupidly, so giving bwinner 100 XP and losing that mobility. But again, yeah, he can just mass rifle riders now, and even Wakinas are strong.
Getting batches of 2 chance now.
Yeah, it's sort of pathetic, isn't it? It shows how awful the Ottoman economy is. And I mean, Callan's economy is it's not incredible. What's Callan going up with? A messenger. Yeah, I think Callan may have been able to get away with the what's the one with a hunt called? I forgot what it's called. It's not Wise Woman, is it?
Oh, he doesn't have a stable, which is unfortunate.
Yeah, no, but he's chopping wood. He's chopping wood for it, so it's fine.
Yeah, he doesn't have a shipment either. So actually, the timing from bwinner is gonna make a lot of damage, I think. He's shopping for it, but
maybe Callan should have gone up with a different age up. Maybe he should have gone up with the Bison Age up, which would have mean he could just stay in his base, because if he gets stuck by these hussars over by the corral here, he's going to have some trouble. I mean,
the bwinner is going to spot that because he's looking for food right now. So
yeah, he does have what does he have in units in queue here? He does have Rifle Riders in queue, and if he can just hold on until he gets that batch of Rifle Riders out.
5 Rifle Riders is all he needs right now.
Yeah, 5 Rifle Riders, and he
You know, he's quite hesitant. He's probably expecting a shipment from Sue and doesn't wanna engage under TC.
Well, even then, I mean, he doesn't have a huge amount of hussars himself. His hussars are sort of in the wrong place. Somehow he doesn't spot all these villagers down the bottom here. Callan doesn't really mind if his Warhawk goes down, as long as he can pop out 9 or 10. There's 4 more Rifle Riders. If he can pop out a 5, that's a huge timing. And where's the 5? That's all you need.
He doesn't have a shipment. It's on the way.
He can just run away with his Rifle Riders, though. I mean, he might lose his seasons, but this is unfortunate.
He needs to save his Rifle Riders at all costs.
Yeah, if they stay alive, if he can get 9 up, he's in a completely fine position in my mind. And
all these vehicles.
He needs the Rifle Riders to be sent. I think.
Yeah, there we go.
There's the 5 Rifle Riders. He can clean up.
You need good micro versus that, and he's losing too many Rifle Riders for free.
He does have some in queue, so even if he can get a couple out, these hussars obviously taking out the villagers, but that's not his main worry here. Only 2 out. Could have got the 3rd. He might have been in a better position here. The Rifle Riders, well, they do have a lot of HP in this sort of at this moment, but. Look at the eco difference. I mean, Sue is now behind an eco and without a stagecoach, so it's not looking good for Callan.
Now it's gonna get tough. He's behind an eco and Otto got stagecoach, so just better mass potential.
Yeah. And he's not even got. He hasn't got any units in queue to speak of because he hasn't got that. Hasn't got the food, which is sort of stuck down here. Maybe a bit of misherding to get it in the corner. He's going to get a few of these Janissaries up, which is quite nice.
Yeah.
But again,
attention on these micro. It's really important.
Yeah, because these units have 12 range, and obviously the Janissaries also have 12 range. But you can sort of kite in a way because they're faster units. So.
Right.
But he doesn't. Again, if he can mass enough Rifle Riders, what does Ottoman do? Artillery Foundry coming down, but he's not going to be able to mass a huge amount of Abbas. They're so slow to produce. But if Callan can get a number of Rifle Riders, or he's probably going to.
Don't waste any. These guys are really expensive.
Yeah, how much are they, Rifle Riders? I don't even know. 100, yeah, 100 and 100 coin, 120 food. That's massive.
Yeah.
And. Even now, Silk Road coming in, so that's an extra, is it 25% on each one of these trading posts? Yeah, so, I mean, 9 Lorkina coming out, obviously a good shipment, but he's got Huss, he's going to have Abbas in a minute, a second Artillery Foundry coming down, so he's just going to mass a massive amount of Abbas, and with this TP line, he's quite far ahead in eco. I mean, this is 12 normally, no, yeah, it's 12 normally, but it's now 16 with the, or maybe even 18 of the Silk Road card, because that's 25%. So, honestly, I think bwinner's in.
This is over, to be honest.
Yeah.
I don't see how you can win that, but you know, we've seen Lord Raphael managing to come back in this matchup as you somehow versus Otto Daruga. So let's see.
Yeah,
this is probably not enough.
And as I was saying, these Abbas are going to come out. Look how many Janzo doesn't even care. He just gets one snare and he's completely fine. Yeah, and the Abbas guns at the back maybe not trading all so well with the units Sue has. Makina's are going to trade incredibly nice versus. But I mean, Sue can just walk back here, and the Abbas guns, if I can, yeah, the Abbas guns get any pressure on the Rifle Riders at all. But I mean, only 2 Rifle Riders against mass. One of them only like 15 HP. There you go. He's going to go down, Mrs. GG. There you go.
Yeah.
That brings us to 2-2, so it's
Pwah.
maybe a reverse sweep from bwinner. But again, I mean, bwinner's used his Botto as his favourite civ, a civ he's known for. Maybe maybe the last map, which is Gran Chaco, which is a non-TP map, bwinner might be able to be fine here. He might. I mean, what can bwinner play? He can play Russia, but he's already lost Russia to Callum, and I don't think bwinner plays India, if I'm honest.
I don't think so.
So he sort of has to play Russia or India on this map, or maybe even Dutch, depending on what Callum picks. So he might be in a bit of a sticky situation, as I said. I don't think that's how I spelled Gran Chaco, but that's the map.
Yes.
So yeah, as I was saying, I mean, is it Callum picking first? I think it is Callum picking first.
Yeah, it's Callum picking first.
So obviously, I think Callum can play India. He can play Russia. He can play Dutch. I mean, Callum as Russia, and bwinner's just gonna have to play Russia against Callum in this situation. And as we saw earlier, I mean, Callum maybe the better Russia player.
Mm-hmm. So what is bwinner gonna pick here? He's probably not gonna go for the Russian mirror, and I honestly don't know what he can play on no TP map.
Play Japan, but Japan Russia's a bit sad for Japan.
I don't think bwinner can Japan.
He could play Aztec, which is again a bit sad for. Actually, that's about equal, but Aztec is quite a weak civilization at the moment. You can no TP China, but it's. Yeah. I mean, Russia, obviously. Dutch, he could play. I think he plays quite a lot of Dutch. But yeah, other than that, I don't really know what bwinner can do. I think he just has to play Russia. Oh, China.
Okay.
It's interesting. I mean, China obviously not the strongest civilization, no TP, but it's not weak. But maybe bwinner. Maybe he knows this matchup as China or something. I don't know.
I think it's quite a Russian favored matchup, and on the TP map, it's even better for Russia.
Yeah, obviously, and obviously China not very good in colonial age, and Russia sort of excelling in that age. So I don't really know. I'll be honest. This is a new horizon for me. I don't really know what happens in this matchup. Obviously, I think Russia just rushes, and China probably tries to get to AoE3, but it's still quite confusing.
So yeah, not much to say just now. Russia versus China and Chaco.
Yeah.
I feel you play these the same way, but China just gets less stuff if they manage to reach H3. Just because no TP, so less shipments.
Yeah, and I mean, China maybe slightly better on this map than non-TP maps because you do have a lot of reheardables, and China with reheardables is quite strong. But it is a wood style as well, which is bad for Russia, obviously. So maybe China does have a chance here.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I mean, wood start is not that bad for Russia. You just don't do much with the wood, but you have it for later. Meanwhile, it's not changing anything for China.
Yeah, and China going to pick up 35 food, and meanwhile Russia is just scouting and going to pick up these 2 llamas, which is obviously quite nice.
Yes.
And yeah, I mean, the big treasure here is this 100 wood food treasure in the middle, which yeah, the 100 food treasure is sort of changing the matchup in a way. I mean, China likes having that food, likes aging up slightly earlier, and the same for Russia. Russia probably going to go for 14 villagers, and you tend to idle slightly with 14 villagers, especially in the wood start. So that 100 food coming in, quite handy. 120 coin found by China, obviously a nice treasure to find.
Yeah, that's true. So let's keep in mind that this is the game number 5, so last game, and whoever wins will bring 1 point for his team. I mean, quite an advantage. So if the winners wins this game, then will equal the series between SKG and CMC, and if Colin wins, then this will bring a total of 2 points for CMC versus SKG.
Yeah, so this sort of being a deciding match, not only for the series, but the greater series between SKG and CMC. But Callan picking up 100 food, which, as I was saying, maybe he's going to go for a 14 village up instead of a 17. I don't think you'd go for 17 as Russia anyway in this matchup. But yeah, I mean, not a bad H1 for either player, really, so far.
Yeah. 100 food being obviously so good for Russia because you age with pretty much no idle time.
Yeah, and also one thing to look at is this treasure here. If China can just scout that treasure, which they actually have done, 100 XP is basically a third of a shipment. And a third of a shipment for China is what they need, because normally on no TP map, or if you go for 2 villages instead of which you do on non TP, as China you tend to not have the best wood shipment. Normally you have to wait until sort of middle of aging up into age 3 to have that wood shipment, which you need to put down market an extra house and what have you. And with 100 XP, I mean, that's probably the same as a sort of 2 trading posts. A trading post pass at this sort of point. So China not having the worst age 1, and Russia also having quite a nice age 1 with 100 food. And as you said, Russia aging up 14 villages with basically no idle time as a consequence.
Yeah, that's just so good.
And 2 settlers coming forward as to sort of be expected. And they're just going to put down a forward blockhouse.
Yeah, and I think this village is a bit exposed for China, so it might become a target for Russia later on, but we'll see. Disciple going down, so less stunning potential.
Yeah, and what's he edging up with? Summer Palace, like normal. That's not really unexpected. And
yeah,
meanwhile,
so China is not hurting right now, and that will be probably problematic at some point.
I mean, he does have quite a lot of herd in his own base, so it's not all too bad. But
It's got enough 40 minutes.
Yeah, and he does have berries as well on this map, you have to remember. But as you were saying, he's now going to come and herd it, and he's herded the second one. He's got 2 nice close hunts, and this map being in particular for no type of a map, it's quite high hunt. Callen going to pick up 135 coin now if he's yeah, I think he's going to go pick that up in a minute when he just crack shots of the next one. And Callen getting up to the next stage, and I believe he sent 5 Cossacks, hasn't he? As he's overpopped.
Yep, definitely. And we can see the winner is chopping a lot of wood, so it might indicate some H2 play here.
Yeah, you can get up a barracks, and obviously Chukunu, obviously they don't trade too well against Cossacks, not Cossacks, Strelets. I think Strelets are somewhat more efficient than Chukunu, or maybe he's just going for a wall. That'd be interesting. There's a gap between that villager, which it might be a problem.
Oh yeah, there is indeed.
Oh, a very sort of closing in wall actually, and the hunt is hunt's outside, so you might want to herd that back in quickly.
Yeah. This wall not gonna go up. Gonna get denied by these Cossacks.
Yeah, and
one wheel going down.
he's invested quite a lot of time in cutting the wood for that. He could just call sentries and get them away. I mean,
just killed these guys.
yeah, he's lost a couple of wheels there, and there's 10 Strutters coming in instead of Musketeers. I mean, you don't really expect China to go for the.
Mention that's the third wheel going down.
Yeah.
Although this Cossack might get trapped.
Oh, we're gonna get. Yeah, that's bad. I mean,
overall, we killed 3 wheels.
3 wheels for 5 Cossacks, which isn't bad. Or maybe no, one will die. It'll die to the TC4. I think. There you go. And there's 8 Chukunus coming out. So these Chukunus, I think they have slightly more range. Yeah, they have slightly more range than these Strelets, so they can take them down quite easily. And I think they actually just do more base damage than Strelets. They do 3 shots, each one doing 5 damage. They're not awful units.
Yeah, they're quite good. Will bwinner build a gate here? No, so he's not gonna chase these Strelets.
Yeah, he doesn't need a gate for his villagers though, because obviously he's at the village, and you can just herd. You can just go around the village, can't you? So it's not too bad.
This is gonna be so sad for bwinner, and Colin knows it, so he's just gonna sit on this with Strelets.
Again, no, he does have bows, so I think he's gonna easily get up. He's gonna send coin now. There you go. Oh, that's wood for Callen. I need to go on shipment sent. My mistake. He's just really annoying, isn't he?
He's completely out of breath. He's gonna eat 1 llama.
Yeah, he does have, again, no, he does have berries, as I was saying, so it's not like he has no food, he has slower gathering food source. And these Chukunu just dominating these Strelets. I mean, there's more Strelets coming in, but he's not really getting many villagers of these Strelets. Let's look at units lost. He's lost 3 villagers, but 7 Strelets going down for no Chukunu dead, and he's lost all his Cossacks. And bwinner's just going to age. Where does he place the Wonder, though?
That's the thing, actually.
I mean, he could probably put it next to the village, actually.
Coin because he called Minutemen, so now he has to gather a coin, but there will be some constant Strelet pressure.
But
And,
yeah, I mean,
Colin knows that there's no way bwinnerization because he doesn't see any.
what is that wall?
Wonder?
What? What?
I don't know.
I'm slightly confused by that wall, if I'm honest. But there's the batch from the Summer Palace.
Yeah.
And I don't
2
know. What,
stables from Colin.
yeah, so maybe Callen sort of expecting bwinner just to stay in there and be annoying, and he needs something to take the sort of the pressure away from his Strelets just dying. I mean, he's lost 17 Strelets and he got 3 villagers out of it. But how does he get a Wonder now? That's amazing. Look at the spacing. It's like
He's going to go for the Porcelain Tower.
yeah, which actually in hindsight I think the Porcelain Tower might be quite good. Not in hindsight, that's the wrong word. But I think the Porcelain Tower might be quite good. I mean, if he's starved of resources, he can. It's basically a factor, isn't it? So it's not a bad choice. But maybe he needed the arquebusiers instead, and then he could get the redcoats out, and he'd be completely fine.
Yeah, that's true. So let's see, what does Colin have in queue? He's got 8 Cossacks and 10 now. Yeah, 10 popping, which is obviously quite good. So let's see what he decides to do with that. He could try to siege the walls and force some kind of fight. bwinner got a shipment ready, but he's not sending anything. And maybe he could queue, Steppy Riders or Pikes, and then cancel it if he doesn't need it. But
He doesn't have a. Oh, I'm over shipment. Yeah, I guess so. I mean, he doesn't have the sentries. That's one problem. But
Choconews are so good.
yeah, another wall coming down behind it, which is what he needs. And this wall's probably gonna. He needs to quick wall this. He needs to just hit it once, and then it's out. It's like Age of Empires 2. He's gonna lose a couple of villages, but I don't think he entirely matters.
So he's gonna lose these Choconews.
Yeah, the Cossacks can go through, but they're still taking a lot of damage here. And where's his monk? Oh, his monk's just been standing there forever. That's a mistake. If he had the monk,
so big, yeah.
if he had the monk in there, it'd be incredibly nice. He could train a few disciples, but honestly, I mean, the economic unit population's obviously in favour of Callen, but what's his percentile? Percentile's on wood. So bwinner has.
I mean,
he didn't ship 700.
Doesn't have a military building. Boyo's coming in, so this Russian army is actually quite good. He's behind Nico. He's got the tower on wood, but he's got a total of 17 villas versus 32 Russian villas.
Yeah, it's sort
so
of.
Yeah, I'd say it's looking quite good for Russia. Let's see how he decides to play that. If you want to go really aggressive and push again, or just try to contain China as much as possible. He's scouting to see if there's any Vil trying to hurt.
He's going to get a village on the outside though, and a consulate and a war academy are going to block stuff. But he doesn't have. Oh, he does have a gate. He just built one. So this Cossack going to be annoying, but it's not going to do very much. There you go. It's just instantly died. And basically, he's used these two buildings as walls, which I quite like. And I mean, bwinner may look like he's in quite a bad position here, but I'm not entirely sure actually.
He's got food for 1 minute plus the llama, so maybe 2, and then he's gonna have to extend on the left or on the right. And
yeah, and these berry bushes, as I was saying, they're slower food, but you can still collect them obviously. But he's sort of walled himself off at the same time. What is he shipping now? I mean, he's just shipped 5. I can't actually look at his deck. That's a bit annoying.
Maybe he could go for intervention.
Yeah, and he's just got the consulate up. So obviously intervention 9 musketeers, a strong shipment.
Well, yeah.
Oh, look how many Huss there are. No, not Huss. Cossacks are basically Huss at this point. Intervention, as you said, there's 9 musketeers, and there's a batch of Chinese cav coming out, and oh, what is happening?
It's laggy.
Yeah. He's gonna lose so many villagers here, and Callen so far ahead on villagers, sending Boyars, now sending 600 coin. I mean, Callen doesn't even have to push it; he just has to contain.
Yeah, definitely. China is gonna mass for sure, but you won't get the crazy mass that China can get on TP map with an untouched DFF.
Yeah, I mean, also one thing I think which has really damaged him this game is his explorer. This explorer is huge. It could probably take on 3 or 4 Cossacks on its own. It's that good. It's incredible, and it's just been sitting there doing nothing. He hasn't done absolutely anything with it. It hasn't even been spotted. So at the same time, these Cossacks are going to come in. It's snared by the explorer.
Yeah, and the Streds are sniping so much anti-cav right now.
Yeah, and he needs that anti-cav. Look how many Cossacks are. Insane units for a person.
This is go time for Colin. He's gonna lose all these Cossacks. Still close, but yeah, now bwinner has no res.
He does have the berries, but obviously he has to try and push into the berries now because he's sort of. Oh my god, 32
so
Cossacks. He can just take this fight whatever he wants to do. I mean, there might be Chang Dao's popping.
He doesn't want to move everything under a China TC, just because he can have an insane bad pathing, so might just be able to contain forever like this. All bwinner's economy is idle.
That's that for the tower. But yeah, I mean, China's cav are so strong anyway. Fucking 36 Cossacks, that's incredible. And they trade so well. Team cavalry scouts coming in at the same time. Chang Dao on the Strellet, I mean, they hit anything. They're doing good damage. 18 times 2.3 versus cavalry. But I just think this is lost.
Yeah, Strelets will trade really well.
saying that, look at the military.
Thinking forever. It's crazy.
Chinese cavalry is incredible. But these two canoes just gonna. That's GG. And then just look at the eco pop. I mean.
Yeah. Russia just gonna remass so much better. And yeah, now he's got all the choice he wants, and he's gonna push his village, which is probably the right call, because still feels under, and it's
There's 11.
online.
I know they're not idle over here. There's about 4 in there. Yeah. Oh, you can see at the bottom right. I didn't even realise. Yep. But yeah, he hasn't got anything against this. I mean, obviously bwinner probably not going to resign as easily as he would do because it's a tournament match. He's going to get a settler. His monk paid off by getting a settler. But other than that, that monk just staying there. I mean, it's got to the point where Callen is even taking his gold mine. 10 onks coming out, but against his mass is completely useless.
He had 35 Cossack, traded almost all of them, and now he's getting at least 20 more. Yeah,
I mean, I'm amazed it's Explorer still alive. I mean, Callen can just walk up there and just hit him and get 100 XP for free, which is quite nice.
That's funny, no one wonders about, no one pays attention about this hero. He's gonna punch more wheels.
He's gonna punch more wheels and kill him.
That's round number 2.
He actually does quite good damage versus Bills. That's the weird thing. He does like 5. Oh, look at. Oh, he's gonna get slaughtered. He doesn't die.
GG, well played. A lot of respect between those two players.
Yeah, and
Boto gonna Boto.
yeah, bwinner only winning with Ottomans, which may be slightly suspected. Because both players playing incredibly well. bwinner may be slightly worse in the non-Ottoman matchups, but Callen is sort of, in my eyes, getting a bit destroyed in the Ottoman matchups. So fairly fair. Actually, let's have a look at what the players are saying.
Such a bromance.
Yeah. Yeah, nice out of both players, and you could see from military in the population, Russia having more basically the whole game. bwinner maybe choosing the wrong civilization. He didn't want to go Russia because obviously he'd already lost the Russia matchup. Mirror.
Well, we had some close games early on with the Chinese and Russian mirror.
Oh, actually, yeah, the China mirror was quite close, wasn't it? So.
Yeah. Then 2 games pretty much well played by bwinner.
And then, just the final game was quite close anyway. I think it was just the fact that, as you said, bwinner not herding in his hunts at the start, having that Explorer do absolutely fuck all at the top pairs and kill a single villager 15 minutes, which is basically pointless. And I don't know, maybe I think the Porcelain Tower may have been a mistake as well. Because he was pressured so much, he needed that sort of boost of the arquebusiers, and he didn't have it, and he just let Russia mass. And when you let Russia mass, you get these Cossacks with 281 HP, and you get like 50 of them. So if you just look at military, he made 70 Cossacks the whole game.
Wow,
which is insane. But yeah, that's us done for today.